Okay, so I just got my. Apparently, we just got our scores back. MC, so AMC.com
Mm-hmm.
or AMC.org,
Yeah, whatever.
and then you just sign in. Boom. Okay, so here we go. Freaking scores. So here are my scores from it. I was averaging what, like a 5.0, like a 5.0, 500. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so just go to like the AMCAS. Um,
No, it's AAMC MCAT. Like, go to the actual like MCAT portion and then go to MCAT scores.
okay, so AAMC MCAT, and then get your test scores. Yeah, okay. Oh crap. 524 scores. I got a 501.
That's good.
Got a 501. And my Chem Phys found. Whoa. What the heck?
What'd you get on Chem Phys?
My best score was cars.
What'd you get?
A 127.
Did you really?
I got an 82%.
That's awesome.
What the my bio was still my worst. I got a 126 on my Chem Phys. I got a 127 on my cars. I got a 123 on my bio section, and then a
Bio was
120,
hard.
and then a 125 on my psych soc. So I got a 51%. Dang. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Wow. So I'm gonna chart that. So like, what was your best score?
Mine.
Yeah,
Uh, Psych Soc.
psych soc. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What do you like? What was your worst score?
CP, obviously.
Um.
Yeah, I got a 123 on the CP, and I got a 126 on Psych Soc.
Oh,
But
nice.
cars was my second worst. Like, I did not do well on it.
Really?
Yeah, I got a one. What was it? I got a 124.
Oh, wow.
Right, and I like have no idea why, because that section honestly felt really good. And I
Yeah.
got a 120. I got a 125 on bio, which was like fine. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, as long as I get a 50% on bio. Like, this test didn't turn out how I expected at all,
Yeah.
except for the CP score.
Yeah. Like this test definitely didn't like. Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm like looking at my scores leading up to it. Like indefinitely, I've never gotten a 127 on the cars
Right. Well, I've never
ever.
gotten below a 125 on cars ever.
Like,
Like, a 123 is unheard of.
right? Like literally, I've never like I'm looking through at like all my. Yeah.
I don't want to have to take this test again, but I can't turn in a 498 after, well, it's only 1 point lower than my last one.
Yeah, because you got a 499 the
Mm-hmm.
the last time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't want to have to take it again.
Yeah.
This
Hey.
fucking sucks.
Well, it's well,
If I had just done like 1 point better, or like 2 points better, it'd have been fine. But just to do worse, it's like I like actually have to take it again.
yeah.
And it's like I don't even want to like put this score on like the freaking thing, you know?
But is it like, what do you mean? Is it like, it isn't it automatically going to be on it?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know.
I'm a check right now because I
Okay.
think it automatically goes to it.
Oh shit. I wonder if I should just like study it like for 2 months and then just retake it again, not like wait 3 months.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Just study like really hard for 2 months and then
Yeah, it,
retake
it
it.
did it did automatically update it.
Oh, just in your
Yeah,
actual thingy?
yeah,
Okay.
because
Fuck.
because yesterday I saw I was on it obviously, and it showed just one score, and so today now it shows the other score.
This isn't good. It's like 2 years later and I get a worse score.
Yeah, it's like I did worse than last time on CP. I did like 10 percentage points lower on CP than my first time, but I did 50, almost 50% better on my car score. I did 11% worse on my bio score, and like 20% better on my psych self score. So it's like
Yeah.
everything that, like, well, aside from cars, like, aside from cars, which,
Yeah. Like
like,
cars is
like,
so like looking at my scores from last year, my car section went down so much. Like
yeah,
I was in the 90th percentile last year. I got a 128, and then, or not last year, but 2 years ago. But at least my bio section went up like 31%, and then my psych soc went up 11%. Oh wait, 12%. So it's just like, and then what did my CP go up? I think it did a little, but not very much because CP is the worst. Oh
yeah.
no, CP is the same.
Well, CP stayed the same.
CP is the same.
Oh wow. Well, yeah,
I mean,
like
yeah,
it's weird. This is wild because I I feel like the stuff that, like, I focused on got worse.
well, I definitely focused on bio and psych, and it got a lot better.
Yeah, that didn't happen for me. Like, I focused on
I
bio.
feel like you didn't pay any attention to cars,
I
and
I literally did not pay any attention to cars.
I don't
And
know what's going on. Like that's so crazy that because that car section felt really nice and like
yeah, well,
I
for
guess
me,
I was
like, it
just thrown
always it
off.
always felt like, for me, I felt like it always felt nice. But remember, like, I had like a little bit of apprehension of, like, I think this was like a regular car section for me.
Yeah,
And the CP section, I'm like kind of upset about because,
I like how we switched, except
right?
like
Like,
Not really. Like you
well,
just
the
have my
bio
score,
section,
and then my CP section is just shit.
well, like the bio section and the psych soc section, I feel like you always did better than me in.
In the psych soc.
Yeah, you always did better than me in the
Yeah,
psych soc, and
yeah.
you did better than me in the bio section.
Mm, well, well, now I have to fucking retake it. I'm so upset. I'm so upset because
Yeah,
I could have at least like if my car section had been the same, I wouldn't be here.
yeah, because essentially, the only difference is that like because
Maybe I
you're
was just too overconfident in the cars, which I just like not really, because I always go into it with the same like idea that okay, like you're gonna do your best.
well, but you've never gotten that score.
Never. So I guess this was just that outlier.
Yeah, dang, you got hit with
Okay,
the
well,
you got hit with the Joe curse.
I know, I'm not saying.
like 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 really like this is you got hit with the Joe curse.
Right. Like my one section that just like keeps my score elevated is just trash.
Yeah, like because I'm looking at this and it's like, dude, if I wouldn't like looking at my scores, I did worse in all the stuff that I focused on.
Right.
Like
Which is
I
so odd.
literally did worse than all the stuff that I focused on.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
especially I got a 28% in bio and I spent I spent so long on bio. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh.
It's so crazy that I was like, okay. And I like up until this day, I was getting 20%, it's like 23%. Like the freaking FLE3, I got like 20 whatever percent in
Like
bio, and then the test day I get 50%.
let me what did I do on FLE3? I had a 129 on CP. I had a 122 in cars. I had a 126 in bio and a 126 in CP.
It was like so.
Or yeah, in psych soc. And then I did what did I do? I did FLE FLE1 for Altius. I got a 126, a 125, 127 in bio, 126 in bio. The last one that I did, the FLE10, 125 in CP, a 121 in cars, a 127 in bio,
Mm,
and a freaking 125 in psych soc. I feel like my psych soc has been pretty consistent.
yeah.
Like that was
Mm,
expected. And then again, I feel like the my CP section was consistent with my scores. Okay, but this trash, the cars and the bio section, I did the exact opposite of what I was expected to do,
right.
and I
For
put way
me,
more effort into the stupid bio than I did the cars. And I know because I hate bio. I sucked at it in undergrad. I freaking had to retake that thing twice. I neglected the cars because I said this is a lost cause. I suck at reading. I'm going to control stuff that I can control. And
well,
clearly I
apparently you
can't.
don't suck at reading, and the people who don't suck at reading do. So,
Like, I don't know what the heck. And on top of that, we're never going to know. We're never going to know how things happen.
no.
That's just what it comes down to. We will never know.
Well, hey, Steven, I gotta go.
Yeah. All right.
I'll talk to you about this later, okay?
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Adios. Okay, so people. Man, oh man. So let's just break this down real quick. I got my score back as you heard, um, and I charted it out. So I had let me see if I get it. Do, 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 do. So I charted it out, and I initially started off, March 19th. Was it March 19th? No, no, no. So, yeah, so let me look at the dates from oldest to newest. Okay, cool. So I charted everything out, and I let's see if I could have like an average score. So equals boo 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 boo. Well, let me just duplicate this. Uh, Move or copy. Create a copy. Boom. Okay, so let me just delete these two because don't really need them. Equals. Okay, so just average this bad boy, 125. Okay. Place it, boom. Average, average, average. Okay. Okay, so here are my there we go. It's right there. Okay, so my here are my scores. Scores came in obviously, um, and just kind of going over it. Uh, People are always trying to figure out kind of what is the formula. How do you test? How do you prepare for the MCAT? And so just going through January 1st, I started taking a lot of practice tests. Mind you, I did the LTS course twice. The first time I did it, uh, my scores were as such, and pretty much the philosophy was, going into it, you have a you pretty much going over time, and the amount of time that you devote to it at the end, you'll have a good score or you'll have a bad score depending on how dedicated you are. And so one of my tutors gave me this sort of philosophy of like the sexier curve and the diarrhea drop off. And so at some point, you won't see much progress, and then at the end you will see kind of a big jump in your score or a big drop off. And this was kind of representative of it. And so if you see kind of my scores for each one of these, I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 practice tests leading up to it. And you can kind of see like an upward trend, sort of, for a lot of my scores where they all started under a 124, and then some of them ended up over that 124. And again, that percentile, is pretty representative of an upward trend as well. And so that was in 2017. And then I ended up taking a gap year, and so I tried to study a little bit, but I didn't hear back um, from any of like the schools until like my last couple of schools that I applied to in the 2017 cycle, in 2018 until like June or something. So I ended up taking a year, and going back and doing the LTS program again, and then not applying. And so only ended up doing four practice tests, and they were definitely better. I was ranging, 498s and stuff like that, opposed to I started off at a 488, and then I slowly progressed up into a 499, 500 at the end. So that was definitely great. And then starting off at that point, definitely starting off the tests that I took before were much better the second time around. Then I kind of just charted a list of what all the different things to focus on uh, during that like Altis program, and so I just saw that like there was more biology, more psychology, more biochem, and then the humanities and social sciences. So this is like psych soc right here, these two, which is the 17 and the 12%. Bio and biochem are 13 and 19%, and then humanities is uh, is pretty much the cars, like the cars section or the humanities and social sciences. And so that amounted to, 26% CP and stuff, like percentages of the sections, 25% biochem, then biology, and then 50% for the cars for those and stuff like that. So I definitely broke it down to, out of 100% of the questions, which is 230 questions, biology, you're going to get 44 questions. Psychology, 38 questions, biochem, 30 questions, and then the psych so you're going to get 27 questions each of those. And or the humanities and social sciences is 27 questions each, and then 21 from chem, and so on and so forth. Like I thought you were going to have a lot more OChem and a lot more physics for the CP, but you really only get 27 questions, and so that's just as much as, I mean, that's less than the biochem stuff. So I kind of geared that. CP was my best section, and so I ended up focusing more on the bio, like understanding like my weakest scores were the bio and biochem and the cars. I kind of gave up on cars, but Lee could see like my bio section scores were always pretty low, and so that's where I wanted to put a lot of my focus on. You could also see that like my CP section was pretty low as well, but then I just lit a fire at my butt and just said, screw it, I need to focus on this because these are like my strong suit is organic chemistry and physics. And so that was pretty representative of this, where I went from a 122 to a 128 and then ended up scoring a 127 on this in like a matter of weeks, opposed to this, where I started off at a 122 and I finished at a 124. This 122 ended up with a 123, and this 123 ended up with a 123. So, I definitely had a lot more gains with the CP section. Just foundationally, I just understood it a lot more. And then, and so now, kind of going with this, I started off, and I started off pretty strong, a 497, which is exactly what I got the last time, but the distribution was a little different. And then I started to pick it up, and I ended up with a 503, which was a steady progression of what I had before. Yeah, steady progression of like what I had before. And so I started to increase, and then I ended up I think I was taking a full length every week up until AAMC2, and that was kind of like a defining moment for me, because up until AAMC2 I was steadily around, you know what was it? Yeah, I was steadily around, like a 500, doing a little bit better each time, and then like my FLE2, I just dropped to a 496, and I was like, oh no, I can't be doing that. And so then I took a little bit of a break, and took another one, got a 498, and was doing okay. And then at some point, I took one. I took a FLE5, and I got a really, I mean, a noticeably lower score on that, and it'll get like a 501. And so then I was like, crap, I need to like just, stop and study. And so I ended up skipping and kind of just doing a little bit. But then I pretty much took the rest of April to focus on other things. I would always, cross-reference my different scores. But when I got to AAMC2, when I got a worse score than I did 2 years ago, then I was like, I need to focus on it. So then I focused more on my bio section, which you could see I went from a 123 to 127, and I was averaging a 127, 126 for that. And then my CP section was doing pretty fairly decent, and my car section was just kind of the same. I kind of gave up on it, and psych social section were kind of the same, so I kind of gave up on those. And so like these two sections, the psych social and the cars, I didn't focus on. I didn't focus a lot on my CP section, but it worked hand in hand with my bio section when I was studying. And so I was like, okay, like let me focus on getting this bio section up because the CP section is good, and then hopefully it'll offset my cars, and then I'll start adding a little bit of psych soc to it because that seems to be my strongest one or my most consistent one. And so I ended up doing FLE 10, FLE 8 with Altius, and my scores were increasing, and that was good. And then when I got to AAMC 3, that was my last test that I took. I got a 503, and I was like, oh snap, that's exactly what I'm shooting for. Um, and like I ended up getting a 129 on it, which was by far the best score that I've ever gotten on any test. A 122, which was expected, a 126, which was noticeably better, but it was very similar to this, and then a 126 on this as well. So I was like, okay, cool, cool, I'm doing pretty good. And so I kind of averaged my scores out of like, okay, I'm probably going to get around a 125, a 123 in cars, a 124 as an average in bio, and a 125 as an average for psych soc. If I were to combine, and so that led me to getting a 498. Uh, and if I got kind of the top scores for each one of the sections, 122, 126, 127, 127, then I could get a 509. So I was ranging between a 490, pretty much a 498, 499, and a 509. That was kind of like my ballpark range going into it. This is like the best I could do on the best day, and like this is an average day. And so going into it, I ended up getting my scores. I got a 501. So that was my goal, was to get over 500. I got a 501, which was 4 points better than because I got a 497 the last time, and so that was 4 points better this next time, which is great. Um, I got a 126, which wasn't the best, but it was better than my average, and so that was good. I got a 127. I honestly have no idea how that happened. I like honestly have no idea how that happened. I got a 124, which was better, and I got a 125. So on average, like I did better, except for the CP. Like I did worse on the CP, but on average, like I did better on the sections that I was worried about. Um, but I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do on the CP and the bio. And that's I think that's what kind of got to me. But really, I mean, like I'm 2 points off from the AAMC one, and so if I look back at like AMC two, I was 2 points off from that one as well from my MCAT, and so I think it's kind of crazy. I um I was consistently 2 points off from it. So got a 503, ended up with a 501. Got a 499, ended up with a 497 on that one. Um, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what I could have done differently or what I could have done, and I'm satisfied with it. I think it's just I thought I was going to do better on the CP, and I didn't, but I did pretty decent. Like for the most part, I mean I did I did less than I didn't do as good on, like, if I look at my scores, I didn't have, if I look at the score, yeah, 120, between 125 and 127, so 66. This, like, I just, it's crazy that I got an 82% on cars. Like that's wild. Like that's really wild. Bio, like that like you could tell it's a noticeable difference between everything is on this side of the 50% line for the most part, and then you get to my next one and it's all kind of shifted a little bit. And so it's this is what it feels like, I suppose. But it's crazy how I did better in cars. Like that's wild to me. I literally like I'm kind of at a loss for words. It's I don't know. Like I'm really at a loss for words about it because I felt like I didn't I didn't I didn't focus on it at all. Like that's the crazy thing to me. I didn't focus on it. Like I didn't. Like it's wild. Like I didn't focus on it. And so yeah. So there you guys go. This is kind of my this is my this is my live reaction video of it. And yeah, this is my live reaction. So, I'm indifferent. I don't know how I feel, but I yeah, I'm indifferent. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. Hopefully, I finish my all my application stuff. Hopefully this week, and then I'll send it in, and from there we'll see how it goes. See how it goes.